Have you ever heard grandmasters use the term, oh, it's just simple chess from here, when evaluating a position? Well, I'm here today to break down the mystery of what simple chess really is and try and give you guys a three-step method that you can use to implement simple chess into your own games and really start bringing in the wins. Alright, I've broken up simple chess for you guys into three straightforward concepts and found a game that I played last year. It's a classical game that I think perfectly illustrates all three of them. Okay, so starting off, we've got the first concept, which is preventing the opponent's ideas. The reason that this is essential to simple chess is because in order to play your straightforward plans, you need to have full control of the game so that basically, even though your opponent knows what you're going to do and they can see what you're going for, they're helpless to stop you because you have got a stranglehold of what they want to do as well. So, in this particular position, so many pieces on the board, you have the black pieces. What are you going to do? I'll give you guys a little bit of time to try and figure it out. But the move that I settled on and I was quite happy with is the move king to g7. And this is just a really, really nice prophylactic move. You're getting out of the way of all of white's threats, like bishop to h6, knight to e7. So even if I didn't move my king, there would be certain threats like rook takes, bishop maybe, and knight checks if they deflect the knight away. So I say, you know what? Let's have none of that nonsense. King g7 and pass the ball back to them, because guess what? The position is still unpleasant and the b2 pawn is weak. So now we're going to fast forward a little bit. I offer an exchange of pieces because I'm a pawn up, but also after this exchange, we'll move straight on to my second piece of advice when trying to develop your simple chess understanding, and that is follow the principles. The principles are most oftentimes correct. And in this particular instance, you can find that absolute best move for black without having to have any concrete knowledge of the position, and you could look at it for a second and know what the good move is. So I'll let you guys try and figure it out. But the move is rook to c2. And what's the reason for that? You want to activate your rooks to the second rank and the seventh rank. This kind of knowledge, this principle-based knowledge, is just gained through experience, watching content and picking up little bits, nuggets of information, which you just stash away and you can keep for later. And it also does help to have played a couple times in your own game so that you can see just how effective these various principles are. And finally, after my opponent makes this big mistake, knight to b4, we implement the third stage of simple chess, which is straightforward tactics. Okay? So you need to prevent your opponent's ideas, you need to follow the principles, and you need to have straightforward tactics. Because inevitably, if you don't have any kind of tactical understanding, you're not going to be able to finish off the game, even with all the principles in the world, because your opponent's not just going to give you a free pawn. But in this instance, by not giving me the free pawn, my opponent made things much, much worse for himself, allowing the pin with rook to b2, and after pawn to a3, trying to save the knight because the knight is pinned, it is stuck. They wanted to add protection and then move away the rook. Immediately pawn to a5 and it's lights out. The knight is dropping off. The knight cannot move because then the rook will hang, and the game ended pretty shortly after. There was a mini tactic here. They attacked my knight, but I can remove the knight and take a bishop, and then I move the knight out to safety. Keeping things nice and easy, you take the free pawn, captures here. And I got a little bit fancy with it at the end with this move, because if they capture, then it's a mate in one. But honestly, I would still consider this simple chess. These are one move calculations, guys. You don't have to be too crazy to find these. And then after my opponent creates the weakness for me, I go in with the pony. A little retreat here. The reason knight h5 is because now the knight can improve. But after this, once again, principles. Doubling the rooks to attack the king. Didn't even have to think for this one. That is a checkmate with a simple tactic for you guys. So just to recap one more time, what I'm trying to say for you is that you play simple chess in 3 steps. You want to prevent your opponent's plans so that you can maintain absolute control of the game. From there, you want to follow the principles, the guiding reason. These are stuff like putting your rooks in the center, moving your rooks to the 7th rank, trying to improve the position of your knights by centralizing them, outposting pieces, and so on and so on. I could list these bits of knowledge forever. If you guys would be interested in a video where I try and compile, I think, all of the top principles, and maybe I could even rank them from ones that I think are some of the most important, then do let me know in the comments. But from these principles, you will get tactically beneficial positions for you. That's just how it works. If you're following the principles well and your opponent is not, and you're preventing their ideas and they have nothing to do, they're going to lash out and they're going to make blunders. You just have to have the basic tactical understanding and the fundamentals. These are pins, forks, skewers, checkmates, and so on. If once you have these fundamentals down, you can just find that 1-2 move knockout, you win your piece, and you can win the game. So I do hope that this approach to playing simple and straightforward chess is helpful for you guys. If you think it will be or have already found it helpful, then please do consider liking and subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.